Mr. Bo English. We've been working on quadratics inside Khan algebra, and last video we did warm up graphing quadratics in factored form practice and showed you how to do that one. So this one we're gonna show you how to do the actual graphing in factored form. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right, you'll remember one of the important things we studied. One of the important things we studied a couple of videos ago was the zero product property rule. So we're going to need to know that. We're going to need to know x-intercepts. We're going to need to know vertex. Okay, and we're going to need to know the axis of symmetry. Or sometimes the line of symmetry. Okay, so let's look at our first question over here. It says graph the equation. So it has the Khan Academy graph method. And what is the equation? The equation is y equals 5/16 x minus 1 times x minus 9. And this is where we start looking at seeing the coefficient here. And it's going to do some things to our parabola that we haven't seen before. So we're going to have look at the zero product property to find the x-intercepts. I want to set y equals 0 to find the x-intercepts. So that's going to be 5/16 times x minus 1 times x minus 9. And we have three things that can happen here. This can be 0, and it's not 0. This one can be 0, or this one can be 0. So any of them can be 0, but 5/16 is definitely not 0. So we have to find out where x minus 1 is equal to 0, or where x minus 9 is equal. X minus 9 is equal to 0. Talking and writing at the same time is more difficult than you think it is. So x is either equal to 1 or x is equal to 9. So if I have my coordinate plane here, I have two x-intercepts of 1 and 9. And what do I need to find? Right down the middle there, I need to find the axis of symmetry. How do we find that? It's the same distance from 1 and 9. And so that means I need to find the average of these two numbers. Okay? So it's right there at 5. X equals 5 is the equation for this vertical line. Bonus question, is that a function? Does this pass the vertical line test? No, it doesn't. So x equals 5 is not a function, because we put in one x value, we get out many y values. Okay, so and we're gonna now substitute to find out what y is at 5. So y is equal to 5 minus 1 times 5 minus 9, and you'll remember from the last video, this is going to look like positive number and the negative number with the same magnitude, so the same size. So 4 and negative 4, or 3 and negative 3, or 2 and negative 2, or square root of 2 and negative square root of 2. Okay, so y is equal to that. Y is equal, wow, holy crap. Yeah, I missed my coefficient, right? Okay, so it's going to be 5/16 times that. So 5/16 times 4 times negative 4, which is equal to 5/16 times negative 16. And 16 and 16 cancel out, so it's going to be negative 5. So it'll come down here to negative 5. So our vertex is at negative 5 and negative 5, negative 5. And we know our x-intercepts. So now we can come over and 9 and 5, negative 5. And so we're at 5, negative 5, and I set up the x-intercept at 9, and we can look over here and make a check. Is the other x-intercept correct? Yes, it is. So 9 and 1 are the correct numbers. But we'll just double check here before we click to submit. Question number 2 here. Now we don't have a y function. Now we have an h function, h of x, but it's going to look the same way. The way to solve it is the same way. It's just function notation, right? X minus 1 and x plus 7. So I want to find the x. I want to find the x-intercept, so I want to find out where y equals 0, or in this case where h of x is equal to 0, so 0 is equal to 1/4 x minus 1 times x plus 7. So I know that 1/4 is 0. No, it's not. Or x minus 1 is 0, or x plus 7 is 0. So we'll find out what those are for x minus 1 equals 0, or x plus 7 is equal to 0. That means x is equal to 1, or x is equal to negative 7. Okay, so now I know that my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's my intercept there. So I've got negative 7, or I've got 1. And then we're going to find the line of symmetry, which goes right down the middle there. How do we do that? We find the average. So that's negative 6 divided by 2, which is negative 3. So 1, 2, 3. So here's my line of symmetry. So I know that my vertex is on that line of symmetry. Okay, but I don't know where. How do I find out? I substitute in. Okay, so now I'm going to find h of negative 3 is equal to 1/4 negative 3 minus 1, negative 3 plus 7. So equals 1/4 negative 4 times 4, and there we have those numbers again, those pairs. And if we didn't have this coefficient up front, then this would get all boring, and it would just be squares, right? Just be perfect squares. But it's not. So we're going to divide by 4. So that is equal to negative 16/4, or negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my vertex right there, and it is at negative 3, negative 4. And then if I want to sketch out my parabola, I can do it just like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our answer here. Negative 3, negative 4, and there's 1. Let's check to make sure the other one, yes, that crosses out at negative 7. Everything looks good. Alright, so that's those are all the problems for our graph quadratics in factored form practice. If you need extra help, get a hold of us online. Mr. Bo English รับสอนนักเรียนตั้งแต่ป .3 ขึ้นไปทางอินเทอร์เน็ตในสไตล์ EP ครับผู้สนใจช่วยติดต่อครูแจงหรือไปเว็บไซต์ที่ www.mrboenglish.com